everyone, my name is Vincent. I've recently completed my BTech graduation. So this is my small testimony of how I got into Christianity. So it is not about Christianity because right from my birth I am a Christian, but it is the attachment that I grew with Christ. That is all I wanna share with you as a small testimony. So I have written some of the points so that I do not want to miss these at least, and I want to cover them. So yeah, why am I doing this? If this is the question, then it is to glorify God. God asked me to be His witness when I prayed to Him and when I asked Him what He wants from me, and He shown this message, this scripture from Isaiah 43. So it represents that be my witness. So to be His witness, I thought this is the best way, and yeah, sharing a testimony will eventually help people grow in Christianity and go closer with God. So that is how I want to start now. Isaiah 43. I just quickly state that you are my witness, declares the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that you may know and believe me and understand that I am He. So the thing is, I started my graduation in the year 2019, and due to the application and the admission criteria change, I got admitted around August ending. So that is when I started my engineering, and that is the first time I have gone out of the city away from my parents. Until then I used to study everything from my hometown itself. I have to stay in hostel, but by God's grace I have my uncle there, so I stayed there all my 4 years. So the thing is, during the year of the graduation, that is the time when I was very homesick and always wanted to come home, and I used to pray to God, Lord, please get me back to home, please. And the same way the COVID began. After my first semester in the first year, the COVID broke, so I got to my home and I stayed here for around 6 to 7 months, and after that I have to go to the college, write an exams and come back and attend online classes for the second year first semester. So all the second year first semester had gone through online classes, and that is how it is. But during this time it is not very severe, so they used to call us a periodical way. First year some period of time in the college, second year some period of time, third year some period, that way. So we used to go for around 2 weeks to the college and again come back. So during this 2 weeks during this 2 weeks I had my midterm examinations. So yeah, it was tough, and for relaxation or some pressure or this anxiety got into me, so I wanted to reduce it. For that is the first time I used YouTube to watch God's message. So at this time I didn't remember much of the names, so the name that got strike to me, Jai Paul. So I searched for Jai Paul messages and I've listened some. It gave somewhat of strength to me, unknown strength. It is the first time I've used or myself let down myself to watch the video. So that is how I started, and after watching 2 videos I've got a recommendation of his son Raj Prakash Paul testimony. That is the first time I've seen him and listened to his testimony. When I was listening to his testimony, my heart was full of sorrow, grief, I don't know what was happening, but it was so much filled with sorrow. My eyes were full of tears, and yeah, something happened that time. So later, in that period of time, I used to watch these Jai Paul messages and some of the Raj Prakash Paul messages, and day by day I used to know these Raj Prakash Paul songs, so I used to listen them while brushing my teeth or while waking up, while sleeping. The free time I used to listen to this music, and I got attached to the lyrics of these songs, that I got the understanding of the lyrics. That is when something got changed in me, and it got better and better, more closer to God. Again we have the second lockdown or the second wave. That is when the college was again shut down. So our whole second semester in the second year had gone through online classes. So before this they told us that it will be conducted offline, in person, but I wanted it online because, as I said, I was very homesick, and going to this even some few days it was somewhat tough. So I just wanted online classes, and I prayed to God. That way the circular got released. They said we are going to attend all, we are going to conduct all of the second semester in the second year classes through online. So the second wave, all we have gone through online. This is where my faith likely built. But again, when I got home, I was just like myself. I left all those songs, messages and everything. I became the normal way. Okay, let me I want to state this one thing before saying the remaining things that I'm going to say. It is good for me to be afflicted so that I may learn your decrees. నేను శ్రమనందుట నాకు మేలాయను. Psalm 119:71. So I can say this now because that time be closer to God, and all this began due to the afflictions I have faced during this period of time. It was after the online classes. From then the whole college was in person. So this period of time is when I've grown spiritually through God strengthening me through all kind of situations. All kind of situations were striking at me, one after all, sometimes all at a time. So that is the time I have grown even closer to God, and that is the time that made me strong. So that is what I want to say. So coming back to this thing, after 2 online classes, I have to go to write my final examinations of this second semester in person. So I had gone to the college, and having conducted the second semester in online, we haven't done any lab. So they put very few days, just like 2 days I think, for all the labs, and they told us to just get a glimpse of everything at a time, and we have to go through all of them, and we have to be ready because the next day is our internal examinations. So that night that changed everything. That night, just being done only one day lab, so I was not ready for the lab examination. I didn't know what to prepare, I didn't know how to prepare, I didn't know what syllabus was there, how everything is going on, I didn't know. So I was very anxious once again. I called my friends, but all of them are busy. They are caught up with all this work. The observations, the record thing, and even preparing. So even they are kind of busy, and until then I stayed at home. So suddenly going from home to college and suddenly having examinations, I had like a panic attack. I cried out to Lord. I cried like anything. Just fell on my knees. God, please take me back. Please take me back. Please take me back, Lord. I can't be here. I can't do everything. I can't do these things. Please just take me back. I just cried out like loudly. Loudly. I can't explain it. But yeah, it is like crying out loudly as if he cannot even hear me. But not the sound coming out. So that's why I cried. And suddenly, within a few seconds, everything was calm. My mind became calm. Everything came to peace. I had peace. Everything became so pleasant. With a pleasant mind, I just get to my lab book and studied. And studied all of them very quickly. That day, I cried like anything. Even now, I remember that day very, very, very clearly. Because that is so special to me. Because I cried out to Lord and He heard me. We have this. So it was Psalm 50:15. Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you and you will honor me. So, yeah, that thing just happened. So, in the time of trouble, if we called upon Him, He will definitely answer and He will definitely deliver us from that situation for His glory. So, yeah, He has caught me that time and that changed everything. So I said, yeah, God, I've come for examinations. So after examinations, let me just go back to online classes once again. Let me have my 3-1 classes through online and everything. I just said that way. But God He was faithful. He's a God who wants the best for us. Had He put the 3-1 classes through online, I wouldn't have been the way I am now. I wouldn't have grown closer to God or grown spiritually better or have or become brave spiritually or some of these things I wouldn't have been if He had put those classes online. But He knows what is best for me and He put offline classes. We were said they are online this time, so we came to our houses back. But suddenly a circular released and they said that you are going to have these offline classes from now on, in-person classes. So you need to attend right from next week or something that way. So just a week of gap, week of holidays from second year to third year, and just they put the classes. So I was so depressed, so disappointed, so much disappointed. God, like asking Him, God, you have said, God, you said that again you will connect in online or something that way. I do not remember correctly, but that way. But why did you not do that? But connect in-person classes. So I was that way. So I was very depressed, disappointed, and this is the time that has changed most of the part. The 3-1 semester, the third year, first semester, all of the 6 months, 5 to 6 months, I think, that changed a lot in my life. I faced so many afflictions through that time, and through all afflictions, I was made better. I was made strongest. I was brave after that. So yeah, it is for my good. So the thing, but I was still praying to God, God, please turn to online classes. Please make them online classes. Please let the circular release and say online classes. And every time I'm praying somewhere through Instagram posts or YouTube or somewhere, I've got so many promises. So I've written a list of all these promises. So you can see these are all the promises I have collected during this period of time, and I want to read them to you now. So they are in Telugu, some of them, but I will put the reference so you can read them. ఇదిగో ఆయన నన్ను చంపినను నేను ఆయన కొరకు కనిపెట్టుచున్నాను. It's Job 13:15, and this one is very important. God will let you laugh again. You'll raise the roof with shouts of joy. So after hearing this, I was like, okay, he's directly talking to me. He will like bring me back to home. So I'll be joyful once again. I will laugh once again, and I will raise the roof with shouts of joy once again. But I was waiting. It did not happen that time. And even there are many. నీ విశ్వాసము గొప్పది, నీవు కోరినట్టే నీకు అవునుగాక. That is Matthew 15:28. I will not cause pain without allowing something new to be born. So he is causing me pain because he is allowing something new to come, something to grow from me, something better coming from me. I did not recognize that time, but now when I am reading this, I know he is so faithful that all of these have been answered. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. This even made me grow stronger, that even in the times that seem painful, I still need to believe in God and be faithful towards Him. He has given me this online classes facility. No one has had that before. I asked Him and He has given me, and now He has taken them away. Even though He has taken away, blessed be the name of the Lord alone. And the last promise I have written here is నీ దుఃఖ దినము సమాప్తములగును. That is a miracle done by God. He made me still there, and He made me want to be there. So I wrote to college. I was full of these fears, and after completing, I would walk from my classroom to gate, and I was full of this depression, anxiety. What is happening in my life? What should I do for this? What should I do for this? All the troubles, what should I do? And this time I used to pray all of these troubles. God, I have this trouble, I have this trouble, I have this trouble, I have this trouble. And I had just prayed. Sometimes that time I didn't even know how to pray. I was not a prayerful kid from my childhood. I didn't used to pray long times or sometimes even no time. I didn't even used to read Bible properly. So I was messed up before this. So I didn't even know how to pray at this time. But I just put on some music, some songs. This song has a very special place for me. The song name is Nee Krupaye Kavalenu by Benny Joshua. So this song lyrics are like something that touched my heart. Those lyrics are like thing scripted from my life. So the things that happened in my life are written in those lyrics. So I got connected to it. So the song means, its title means Nee Krupaye Kavalenu, means I need your grace, Lord. Lord, I need your grace. So you can, I'll put a link of that song. So the lyrics meaning this part I'm saying, right? ఒంటరిగా ఏడ్చినప్పుడు ఓదార్చువాలే means when I was crying alone, there is no one to comfort me. తొట్టిల్లి నడిచినప్పుడు ఆదుకున్నవారు. What it means, depressful life. When leading a depressful life, there is no one to behind me. బిగ్గరగా ఏడ్చినప్పుడు కన్నీరు తుడిచే నీ కృప. When I cried out loud, it is your grace that is wiping my tears, that is comforting me. So when I sang this lyric, it got to the situation I have just spoke to you in my 2-2, my second semester of second year. And I cried out loud. Yeah, at the time I cannot say to anyone, not to my friends, I cannot say that thing. I was anxious about exams, people laugh at me. I cannot even say to my parents because they will fear, they will be anxious. So it was alone, crying alone. At this time there is no one. My depressful walks, depressful life, leading life depressfully, there is no one. When I cried out loud, but when I cried out loud, you heard me, Lord. Your grace has comforted me. That is literally what it means. And what would have been if there is no grace? If you haven't shown grace, what would have been? It is literally in my life that time. So I just put this song. Every day morning, I do not know what to pray. I do not know what to read. So at that time, my only habit is putting earphones, kneeling before God, kneeling. Everything was kneeling. It got by itself. I do not know why I knelt down that time. It is just that way. So I knelt down and suddenly I'll just sing this song loudly again and again. It is how my life was. And this time my worship, singing songs, listening to songs, all this grew a lot. It was like nothing to singing when I am traveling from my home to college, while brushing, while writing assignments. This is a very special thing. While writing assignments, I used to listen to the 20-minute short sermons released by Raj Prakash Paul. So all this helped me that time. I do not know why I did that way. That time, no one said me. But now I know that the Holy Spirit has done it. It led me through the right way, at the right time. It just lifted me and put me in the place I need to be at the time. I used to worship and sing all the time. There were so many prayers. I was so caught up with the anxiety and depression that I could not live without prayer. That way the life was. So thanks to God. It is good that I have been afflicted. That is why I say it is good that I have been afflicted. So this is not only the song, there are many songs, but I remember this the most because it was like capturing my thoughts and putting it into lyrics. So later on, 4-1. This continued even 3-2, but until 3/4 of the second semester. But after that, I just all my depression slowly, gradually decreased. And during this 4-1 starting, I was still asking God, you have given me these promises. You said that you will make me happy once again, make me laugh once again, and all these promises you have given me. When, Lord, when? This time, I asked the same way, but a message I listened. So this time God was saying, I'm making you grow from where you are. I'm making you develop, grow yourself from where you are placed. So wait. So from this message on, I stopped asking God and I was thanking Him. Okay, Lord, as you wish, it is your will. As you wanted, I will just lead. Okay, I'll lead. So the thing that happened between was, in 3-1 I faced all these problems and everything got solved, everything got answered, everything was changed. Then I thought, the Holy Spirit, the Lord in us, strengthens us. So that is how my life changed. In a short span of time, through afflictions, God changed my life. Yeah, it is good that we are afflicted. It is the time that we invite God into our lives so we grow. When you are happy, we never invite Him. Truth be told. Yeah, that way slowly I started fasting prayers. And I've got inspired to do 40 days fasting prayer. So all this happened. So the thing is, when did He answer this? He said that He will bring you back. When He did? Now. So I'm having this 1 year of gap, you can say, after my graduation for my further studies. This year is a gap for me, so I'm just preparing for further education, higher education, and yeah, this is the time God wants me to be here. This will help me grow. That time, if He had let me to be at home, I would have completely got destroyed. So when He said, "This is the time I am going to give you at home," so I thought, okay Lord, I will start that year. So this year, after my graduation completed, so I thought, I'll do 40-day fasting prayer, Lord. I'll start this year, this gap year, or this year of tribulations, or year of trials, or what God has, year of exile. He has told me this way. Israel has gone through this, the exile period. So I'm going to put you through this exile period, this year of exile. You are going to stay at home. So yeah, I used to pray at the time when I had gone through the scriptures. He used to talk straightly to me on the points I have asked, on the points He wants me to take, all this way. So I'm not gonna talk about that now, but I'll make a video about this 40 days fasting, how I started, how I took signs from God. So He had given me a sign and I had done it. Yeah, there is more trials even in that period. So much had gone through that 40 days, but He is faithful. His uplifting hand has been with me all through the time, and He has led me all through these days, and I've got most of the Bible completed during that period. So when I'm saying this testimony, after God touched me and He had began to talk to me, I began getting closer to Him. I was pure after it. No, I was not. I backslided so many times. He punished me sometimes and He got me back. You have done all the bad things you had done, and you have turned away from me, just the way Israel has turned away from me. But I have been faithful to them because I love them. When you grow more faithful and more closer to God, even a little bit of sin seems very big. That way you get closer to God and far from the world. I have many messages about these things too, that God talked to me, that God taught me through my prayers. So I want to say them through this channel. Yeah, before that, let me tell about this channel, Vihan Damaris. After I started watching the videos, even you watched them, because she made so many skits where she had a conversation with God that she made into skits. So after this, I got love towards God. Until then, yeah, fear, respect. He's great, He's my King, that way. But after this, He's also my Father. He's very close to me. He's loving. He's your lover. He's your Father. You don't have to be very formal towards him. With respect, with awe, you have to serve him. But he's your father, so he loves you. You love him back. So there is that intimacy between you and God. Another crucial point in my life, that is a horrific night. So what is this horrific night? Just before my 3-1 examinations, I was in God through this time. Yeah, this is my trial time, right? So one day, I think it's after Pongal holidays or some time around that, January 15th, around that time of the year, we came for holidays to my hometown and we are going back along with my uncle. So that night, I felt very uncomfortable. I thought it was because of the heavy meals I took from the morning to night, but it was something else. I could not grasp or discern it that time, but now that night felt very different, very uncomfortable to me. I was sleeping, but something happened in my mind. I was begging forgiveness from God. I was asking Him a lot of times. I was asking again and again. Everything felt so dark, very dark. And I was praying. I did not know that I was praying, but I thought it was a dream. But that way, it is full of clutter. Yeah, I'm asking God, Lord, forgive me of my sins, forgive all the transgressions, all the iniquities I've done, forgive me all of the things I've done to you, right from my childhood. I've done this. Yeah, I was just asking Him, and I felt like God was not yet forgiving me. I kept on asking Him, God, forgive me. It was dark through this whole time. But after, so when at last He forgave me, and I got that, I knew that now when I'm talking, I know that everything that happened was in spiritual realm. But that time I was like, it is a dream, something bad dream, something like that. So God forgive me. So I was suddenly joyful, suddenly a gold color in my view, in my sleep. Went from darkness, something became somewhat like a gold color, something like sunrise. So when I just opened my eyes, it was around 6 o'clock. Yeah, it was morning, right from night to morning I was praying. I did not know, but my spirit was praying. It was confessing all the things I have done in the past. And yeah, I woke up very pleasantly, very peacefully, something comfortably. And suddenly I got a vomiting sensation and I just vomited. I did not know what happened. It was of the heavy meal. But if it was a heavy meal, why would this be happening? The dark thing. Again, it becoming light. That whole day. And even the next day, I got fever. Yeah, very high fever. So 3 days after that is my examination, my final examination. So that day I got fever and I could not even open my eyes. But something felt light. And I slept a lot that day. I could not open my eyes. I took some tablets, medicines. But yeah, that's it. The rest of the time my eyes were closed. I slept. I was so drowsy that I just slept all the day. Right at the night or sometime I woke up, but I could not study. The next day till the noon I could not study, and later I started. And the next day I studied the whole day. and even then some problems, some things happened that time, but God was faithful. And now if I am discerning this whole image or the whole picture, the scene that happened that time, I will say it is a spiritual act. It is something that got out of me, and I was set free of all the bondages, the strongholds. I was feeling it that way now. That time I did not know this. So that is what I wanna tell you. And yeah, slowly I got received so many promises from God. Yeah, I asked God to give me promise. Lord, I am getting closer to you. I want a promise in my life. For my birthday, I asked this. This small story I want to say is, I used to have so many pimples around my face, and I searched a lot of that to get rid of that in YouTube. And there were so many products that I could not decide what to take, and some were not found, and some were so expensive, and I did not know, and just they got worse, and so many red acne scars and everything got on my face. So at the time I remember this, I prayed to God, God, you are a doctor, so you will be even dermatologist. So I give myself, I ask you, I plead you to cure this, Lord. Please God, cure this, all this acne, clear my face, make my face clear. And gradually, within a short span of time, it got gradually reduced, and so many miracles in my life. Another such miraculous incident I want to say is, I got fever, not this one, in my 4th year, and I could not put leave on that day. So that night I was just sleeping on my bed, resting, and asked God, Lord, you can heal, you can heal, you can do miraculous signs, you can do wonders. You are a miracle working God. Please heal my fever. And I slept. So yeah, the next day I woke up and miraculously I had no fever. I felt so light. The before day, when I touched it was full hot. The air coming out of my mouth was so hot, and I couldn't even walk much. That tired, that weak I was. Just even the small miracles, we think that is a small thing. We need not ask God for that. But even the small things He cares for you. The thing I want to say, another thing is, I got a gift of speaking in tongues from the Holy Spirit. So I can pray in tongues. I even want to mention about this in another video because it is going to be so long. And I want to end this with this one thing. Even now, I'm not perfect, I'm not the best, yet I'm backsliding, yet I'm going away from God. I'm doing many wrong things that God says no, but yet He is so faithful. So I have weaknesses, and when I ask God, take this off from me. I want to live purely for you. Please take this off, and that way. So God did not speak to me that time, or I did not discern it. But later, when I got to this word, thorn in my flesh. So as Paul says, there is a thorn in my flesh. I've asked God to remove it thrice, but He has said, my grace is sufficient for thee. Same way He told me that time. Through the scriptures He talked to me. It is for you. I'm saying, you ask this to take you off, but I want this in you to keep you humble. Yeah, you may fall because of your weakness, but my grace is sufficient for you. So I hope you got strengthened by my testimony. If anything seems wrong, I'm sorry for that. So that is all I want to mention in this. Yeah, from now on I am going to make videos on the messages, the lessons he taught me through prayers during this 40 days fasting, and even before that sometimes I used to pray and he used to talk through me. I was thinking like, how did I know? But now I can say it is the Holy Spirit talking through me to make me learn. So I will put some of those through this channel. Yeah, let us grow in faith. And once again I want to say, it is good that I have been afflicted. It is good for me to be afflicted. నేను శ్రమ నొందట నాకు మేలయ్యే. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you got something good from this.